Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Boswell here again. I hope that you had another great week of Camp Challenge on the go. I first wanted to apologize that the science video from last week had to get taken down, so if you didn't get a chance to watch it and do the activity before it did get taken down, I just want to say I'm really sorry about that. We were having some issues with the videos, so we ended up having to delete them. That's okay because I have some really fun activities for us to do today. But before we get started, I did want to remind you that at the end of the video, there will be a poll question. And by answering the question in the comments, you can be entered in to win a prize at the end of the week. So don't forget to do that. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our activity today. This week, we are going to talk about what do plants need? Alright, I found this really fun and cute Needs of a Plant song. So while we watch/listen to this video, see if you can remember all of the things a plant needs to grow and survive.
The needs of a plant. For a plant to stay alive, it needs five things I would not lie. It needs water so it can grow. And it needs soil just like so. Plants need space, they can't be tied. The sun helps plants by giving life. Don't forget to give plants air. Repeat the needs if you dare. Need one, water. Need two, soil. Need three, space. Need four, light. Need five, air. A plant.
Alright, that was such a fun, cute little song. So now that we have listened to it, after watching the video, what do you think the plants need in order to grow? So think about that song that you just heard. There were 5 things that plants need. So hopefully you said soil was one, water is another, sunlight, air, and finally space. These are the 5 things that we're going to focus on today that plants need in order to survive. They need soil, water, sunlight, air, and space. On the next couple slides, we're going to talk about why plants need these things and how they use them in order to grow and survive. The first thing that we're going to talk about is soil. Soil holds the plants up and gives them structure. Soil also supplies the plants with water and nutrients which help it grow, just like us. Water. Plants need water to absorb nutrients from the soil. The water moves up through the plant to the leaves, carrying nutrients to all parts of the plant where they are needed. Plants can get their water from either rain or, as you see in the picture, someone is using a watering can to water the plants. All right, sunlight. Plants need sunlight to make their own food. Plants obviously don't eat the same things that we do, so the sunlight helps them make their own food. So the sunlight, water from the soil, and a gas called carbon dioxide, which they get from the air, all work together for this to be able to happen. Air. Air is used to help make the plant's food, just like we talked about on the last slide. And finally, space. Plants need space so that they can have lots of room to grow and so that they don't have to compete for the water, nutrients, or sunlight. All right, so now that we have discussed the 5 things that plants need in order to grow and survive, we are going to make a little craft. So this is an example of what our craft will look like. It's not going to look exactly like that, but pretty close. These are the things that you're going to need. Colored paper, you're going to need blue, brown, green, yellow, white, and pink. You're going to need a black crayon, a blue crayon, scissors, and glue. If you don't have scissors, glue, or colored paper, you can always just use crayons to draw along with us. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our craft. The first thing that you're going to need is your blue piece of paper. You're going to need this entire thing. You're not going to want to cut or draw on any of it, well, unless you're drawing along, but yeah, you're going to need the whole thing. I'm actually going to tape this up to my wall, that way you guys can see what I'm doing and follow along. All right, there we go. Okay, so we're using blue because that's going to be our background, that's going to be our air, our space, right, for our plants to grow and survive. The next thing that you're going to need is your brown paper. If your brown paper, mine is only a half sheet, so if you have a whole sheet, you're going to want to cut it so that way it only takes up just the bottom part of your blue paper here. There. It's okay if it's not perfect, by the way. We're just going to try and get as close to it as we can. And if at any time I'm going a little bit too fast, feel free to pause the video. That way you can get yourself caught up on the craft. Okay. There we go. So you're going to need to take your glue, and you're going to want to put some glue on the back of your brown paper. Not too much, just a little. Oops. Okay. See, not too much glue. We're going to go ahead and you're going to want to make the bottom parts match up if you can. Okay. All right, so we have our sky, our air, our space. The brown paper is going to be our soil. Okay. The next thing that we are going to make, let's go ahead and make our, let's make our sun. So you're going to need your yellow paper. Again, I only have half a yellow sheet, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and take our black crayon. We're going to draw on the paper and then we're going to cut it out. So if you can make your sun however you want. If you just want a circle sun, if you want a sun and have like some of the rays sticking out, you can make it however you want. But let's go ahead and draw. And it's okay if your drawing's not perfect, because what we're going to do is we're going to draw on one side and then we're going to only show the blank side. So try your very best. And again, if I'm going too fast, feel free to pause and get yourself caught up. Okay. Here is my sun. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my sun out now. So remember, plants need sunlight to help them make their own food. So that's why we're going to go ahead and add the sun to our craft here. Almost done. All right, there we go. So remember how I said that it's perfectly okay, like your drawing, it doesn't matter that much because we're going to go ahead and glue it down like this, so that way you're not even going to see the crayon. All right. So again, we're just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of this stem here, not too much, just like that. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put it up in this corner. Alright, so mine's kind of sticking off just a little bit. If you don't want yours, if you want it to be completely on the blue, that's perfectly fine too. Alright. Okay, so now we have our sun. That way our plant can have sunlight so it can make its own food. Right, next thing that we're going to do, let's go ahead, take our white paper, and let's make a cloud for our rain to be coming down from. That way our plant can get some water. All right, again, I'm going to take my black crayon. I'm going to draw a cloud on the paper, and then afterwards I'm going to cut it out. Okay, here's my cloud. Okay, there we go. So, but remember, we don't want people to see our drawing, so we're going to go ahead and put the glue on the side that we drew on. Okay, again, just a little bit of glue, not too much. Something like this. Okay. I'm going to put my cloud in the other corner. All right, there we go. So far, so good. Okay, done with this one. All right, next thing, let's go ahead and make the stem and leaves of our plant. So for the stem, let's just make a, just kind of like a tall rectangle. So again, I'm going to take my black marker and I'm going to draw that and then cut it out. Okay. There we go. Not too tall because you don't want your plant to be all the way up here in the sky. So we're probably just gonna, we want our stem to be maybe about this high. Okay, here's my stem. Remember, the drawing part is what's going to be glued onto the paper. A little bit of glue, just like that. Let's stick it on. You can stick it like a little bit down into the soil because plants grow from the soil. So go ahead and do it. Okay, so see how it's a little bit in the soil, a little bit above the soil. Okay, all right, next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a leaf for the stem. So a leaf is kind of like a pointed oval. I'll draw one and show you guys. Okay, like this. So just try your very, very best. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut the sleeve out. Okay, just like that. Remember, we don't want the drawing side to be seen, so we're going to put the glue on that side, just a little bit. Like this here. All right, and you can choose which side you want your leaf to go on. Okay, there we go. All right, we are done with our green paper now. Okay, next thing that we're going to need is your pink paper. We're going to go ahead and draw a flower. So if you know how to draw a flower, go ahead and draw the whole thing. But if maybe you need a little bit of help drawing a flower, I actually am going to be able to walk you step by step on how to do that. So we're pretty much just going to be making a circle and a couple ovals. All right, so first thing, let's go ahead and make just like a medium-sized circle. Not too big because we're only going to want to take up about this much room right here. Okay, here's my circle. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. Whoops. Okay, here's my circle. I'm going to put the glue on the colored side. Just a little bit, not too much. And I'm going to put that right at the top of my stem. Okay, all right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to draw kind of more leaves. And then after we draw the leaves and we cut them out, we can actually cut the leaves in half and we can make them look like really pretty petals. So let's go ahead. Again, we're going to be drawing, leaves are kind of like an oval, but they're pointed at the ends. Okay. I think let's go ahead and maybe draw 3 of them and we'll see how that works out for us. Okay, so I have my 3 leaves here, which they're actually going to end up turning into petals. All right. Okay, so I have my petals here, and I'm actually going to cut them in half this way. Okay, and now I can just have 2 petals, like this. Okay, so I made 3 of those. I'm going to go ahead and cut all 3 in half, and I think that should give me enough for all the petals to go around. Remember, we don't want to see the drawing side, so you're going to put your glue on the drawing side. And just glue them all around. like I'll be using about 5. If you used all 6, great. If you didn't use all 6, that's perfectly fine. All right. Here we go. So now we have our flower. We have our sun, our soil, our cloud. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take this off my wall now, so you guys can see it a little up close. I have a little bit of glue here. If that also happened to you, that's okay. No worries, it'll dry. All right, so let's see, we have plants need soil, they need sunlight, they need water. So we have our cloud here, but let's go ahead and add some raindrops underneath. So you're going to take your blue crayon now. You're going to want to draw some raindrops underneath of the cloud. You can draw as many as you'd like. Okay. See, like that? Okay. Looks like my one petal's coming off here. That's it. All right. Awesome. So here is our craft. Let's go ahead and write down all the things that plants need in order to grow and survive. So first one I'm going to go ahead and write is going to be soil. And I'm going to write that probably just down here on the soil. You're going to want to take your black crayon. Soil is S-O-I-L. Just like that. Remember, you can always pause it if you need a little bit of extra time to get caught up. Okay, so that's the first thing plants need, soil. Then the next thing, let's say sunlight. So I'm going to write that right underneath of the sun. Sunlight is S-U-N-L-I-G-H-T. Okay. Next, plants need water, either rain or we have to water them ourselves. So let's go ahead and write that next to the raindrops. Water is spelled W-A-T-E-R. Okay. Next thing they need is air. So let's go ahead and write air up in the sky. A-I-R is how you spell air. All right, and then last thing that plants need is space. So on this activity that we did right here, we don't have any other plants near it. So this flower has plenty of space. But let's just go ahead and write it. We can write it next to it, right over here. Space is spelled S-P-A-C-E. We're going to write it next to it because that will remind us that it needs a little bit of space from other plants. All right, so our craft is done. If you want, at the bottom, you can go ahead and write things that plants need to help you remember. I'll go ahead and write it here, and then you can copy it if you'd like. There we go. And our craft is all done. All right. Great job with that. I so badly wish that I could see all of your crafts. I'm sure they look wonderful. I'm so proud of you guys. Okay, so now in the comment section of this video, I want you to see if you can remember the 5 things. Don't look at your craft. If you can, try your hardest not to look at it and see if you can remember all 5 things that plants need. And I want you to put that in the comment section down below, okay? All right, well, I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.